Well, hello there, and today we'll be interviewing Fungus is Among Us, the man, the myth, the legend, the semi-finalists of the GeoGuessr World Cup. How are you doing, man? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, yeah. Busy day, but yeah, I'm excited for this interview.
Let's go, let's go. How did you find the occasion of traveling to Stockholm? Because, of course, you traveled all the way from Canada. How was it representing Canada? Like, how was the whole entire experience of playing, taking part, as well as meeting everyone for the first time? Just people online you've been playing GeoGuessr with for years. And yeah, how was just the entire experience of Stockholm and taking part?
Yeah, the first part that you mentioned was travel, and that was pretty good. I had it a lot better than some other people from North America or even from Australia. 24-hour flights is not something I'd want to do, but I had a nice direct flight, so it wasn't too bad. But my sleep was like I didn't sleep on the plane, I didn't sleep when I got back, so I was tired the first day, but still I went for a nice walk around the city in the morning on Wednesday, I believe. And that was really the only time we had any free time. So yeah, the morning walked around the city. Again, really nice city. I'm from Toronto, so I mean, Toronto's kind of a boring city. But then if you go to Stockholm, it's like a lot of cool architecture, cool rivers, great views, and also great to walk around. And then in the evening, we went to the GeoGuessr office, and that was a lot of fun. Like meeting the devs. I mean, that's also when I met a lot of the players. Like I had met a few people in the morning, but apart from that, it was like my first time meeting most of the players, and so that was a lot of fun. Meeting the people that I've only ever known online. It's definitely a different experience, and not only the players but also the commentators for the event and also the staff at GeoGuessr. I mean, very nice people and some really fun conversations there. It's kind of Wednesday. We also went for dinner after. Very good dinner. It was a like classic Swedish dinner. Like it was a 3-course meal with like some nice fish, meatballs. Obviously, you can't have a classic Swedish dinner without meatballs, and then
True.
a nice dessert as well. And so that was a great experience. Like obviously, first day meeting everybody, just like when you're there, it's like holy crap, this is actually happening. But I was so tired at the end of the day. Like I had been up for 30 hours. I just wanted to go to bed. And that I did. I slept a decent amount. And then Thursday was media day. Media day, not much happened. We were just practicing most of the day, to be honest. Got our pictures taken, did some interviews. I talked a bit with Paula on Wednesday, but did an interview with him on Thursday and got to talk to him a bit more. And great guy. Very nice to meet him. And yeah, Thursday, honestly not the most eventful day, just again practicing. We went for dinner as well in the evening again, and that was fun. And then Friday, tournament day.
Oh,
That was
yes.
a scary day. In the morning, group A and B went to the space arena, and a couple of players from C and D as well, including me. Practiced a bit, but at that point I was feeling really nervous. Like, it's like 4 hours before the tournament, or 4 hours before I play at least. And at that point, I'm just thinking, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm losing games in practice to Raju. Like it's not going fantastic. But we go down to the player area. I think I saw you there, if I'm not mistaken, in the morning during Group A and B.
Yes. Yeah, I think I was the
Yeah.
first. I think I was one of the first people actually in the right place. Like I was like wondering if I was
Oh,
lost.
okay.
I was like going through the cameras and everything. Like I was all over the
Nice.
place.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went down there and like midway through Group A, I think. Well, like through the first groups, and yeah, just got to see all the games, got to meet again a lot of people, including yourself, and that was a lot of fun too. Like obviously, I was saying meeting the players is great. Meeting anybody in the community is fantastic too. I mean, people that I've been playing with, people I've played tourneys with, or people that I've just like talked to. That's a lot of fun, and yeah, I think it helped settle me down a bit, just talking to everybody, having a good time, not thinking too much about the games. And yeah, then a couple hours later, it was my turn to play.
Mm.
And of course, as people might have seen, my game was the first one on the stream. And that didn't help with the nerves at all, because I was going
No.
there, I was sitting down, and I was nervous as all hell. And I knew the games were being broadcast. We had like cameras in our face. the pressure was on. But I think I played well. I think I did really well in that one. And then after that, we had the 4 other games. I slowly start to settle in, and like honestly, once you settle in, it's like you're just playing at home. It's really, you just have the monitor. That's all you see, and that's what you play with. Yeah. So I started to settle down and felt more comfortable. Beat Jake 2-1, I believe, after beating Giovanni 2-1. And then I lost to Blinky 2-1. I had thrown the moving game. I was just like, there's pressure. I mean, playing as Blinky on moving,
Yeah.
it's an experience. And I just completely flustered, made some mistakes and lost that, but came back on the NM only to get flawless in the NMPZ. So yeah, that didn't go too well, but that was like the only game that I didn't feel confident in the moment, that I didn't feel confident I was gonna win. Like after after a couple of rounds, like even though I won only 2-1 against Giovanni and Jake, it still felt good. Like even after losing 1 round, like I still felt like, okay, I can do this. Against Blinky, I was just like, I'm probably gonna lose. And then I played against Harmless. I think he was a bit nervous that day. Like I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
he didn't play his best. Yeah, it was just, I mean, like the event put so much pressure on you. Some people
Yeah, especially the expectation. Like,
have it worse than others.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he was being predicted top 3 in every group pretty much. And so I was going in there with like half expectations, because like I wasn't the favorite, I don't think, but I was, well, definitely not the favorite in the group, but I think I might have been the favorite to get top 3, but still it was very close. And yeah, so I win against Harmless 2-0, I think, and I don't know if there was anything notable about that game. And yeah, so I was, at that point I was locked in for the top 3. I was tied with 3 wins with Lennli, and then Blinky was obviously first with 4 wins. And so at that point, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm feeling really confident. I'm like, okay, I got it. But I really want to get second, because I don't want to play against the second place person of Group C. That would have been Jupa or Radu. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with those people. I want to play the 3rd place of that group, no matter what. And I mean, obviously, I won against Lennli. I believe it was 2-0. Yeah, that moving game actually felt really good for me. I didn't really find any signs, but I was just constantly region guessing the right area. Felt really confident, and then NM, I have no idea what happened in that game. I cannot remember a single round from the no moving game. But yeah, I won against Lennli, and that got me to second in my group, which is what I was aiming for 3rd in my group when it started. You know, I was like, I really want 3rd in my group, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. I got second. Sure. Great, fantastic. And yeah, then the knockout stage happened. Matepotato forgot to guess, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I was really looking forward to that moving game, actually, because I know Matepotato is a great moving player, and so I was like, okay, well, that's unfortunate that you didn't guess, but like, it's just how it goes, you know.
It happened quite a few times, didn't it? Like, I think
Yeah,
apparently,
Radu, it happened twice.
Apparently,
He
it
still got
happened
first in his group, but
apparently, Mate and Radu did the same game together in 1 round. Apparently, that's what I heard.
yeah, no, that happened.
Which
Yeah.
which must have been amazing. I wish that was actually live. I didn't see that live. If that was live, oh my god.
They both forgot to guess. Yeah, and like I had heard of that happening. I'm like, okay, I'm really gonna make sure to check the timer all the time.
Was there no notification or
I'm not
anything?
sure. I'm not sure. I think there's like a red flash once your opponent
okay.
guesses, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it's like Team Duels where you see like this person has guessed on the left side of your screen. And it's not like you hear the bell either, which is something I think they could work on. But yeah, that happened. I went home feeling great about the result. Like I made it to day 2, which was like my goal from the get-go. Well, my like conservative goal was to get top 3 in my group, and then my ambitious goal was to get to day 2. And so yeah, I went home again. I was really tired. It's such a like it was such a tiring day, because you start in the morning and then using your brain the entire day. But yeah, I went home, or went back to the hotel, I should say, and did some stuff. It was a late start on Saturday, so got a good amount of sleep. Had some breakfast with some people, some players, I should say. We're just chilling sort of in the player lounge before our game. Did a little pregame interview with CG, I think.
Nice.
Debre. Oh yeah, in the morning, Debre kept trying to play against me. I'm like, no, I don't want to play against you. We're saving that for the stream.
The tactics, the
I think
tactics.
yeah, exactly. Like, I think if I had played against him off screen, I mean, I probably would have won some games, but he would have won more, I would say. And so, like, I just didn't want to play any Geo. Like, I'm like, no, I'm saving it for the tournament. We chilled until like what 3 p.m. Went on stage, and that was just like, it was so surreal. Like, I just remember walking on stage. I'm like, holy crap, we're actually here. And there was some people with the Canada flag. That was awesome. That
Nice,
was awesome
nice.
to see. So I wasn't expecting any of that. So got on stage. Again, like first time on stage, you just feel the nerves. But as you play more, you settle in. And so the moving game, I won pretty handedly. That was that helped with the confidence, and that was my goal. Like I was like, okay, I need to win in moving. I need to get the 1-0 start. I completely trolled in no moving. Like that was horrible. I still don't. Probably still don't get Ukraine there. But oh well. And then yeah, no NMPZ. The 5K felt awesome.
Oh yeah, was it Turkey
And
round? That was that.
okay,
Get
yeah,
smug on your face when you're like, yep, this is it. Send.
yeah.
That was amazing.
I knew for sure because I confirmed with like the place names, but or like the not the place names, but the shop names, and so I was like, okay, yeah, this is it, this is it.
Yeah,
And
that
that
was
felt
amazing.
that I mean, that felt great. Doing that in front of the crowd, hearing the crowd go crazy, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I won that game that probably nobody was expecting me to win, or not many people. And yeah, that was like, it just I still can't believe it. Like my goal was to get top 3 in my group, and at that point I'm already confirmed top 3rd, 4th in the whole thing. Like what?
Surreal,
What
isn't it?
just
Yeah.
happened? Yeah. And yeah, so we go backstage, just chilling before the next game. I mean, it was a couple hours, I think, like 3-4 hours.
Yeah, it was quite long between the games. It felt like.
Yeah. And then production comes up to us and like gives us the rundown of, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna cross in front of the stage and then go up onto it, do a little pregame interview, and then go in. And they told us that like 20 minutes before our game or 30 minutes before our game or something. And so I was expecting it to be like right away that we'd go up and play, but no, we had to wait a good while, and that just like built up the nerves. You know,
Yeah,
you
I'll
just
get
want to
that.
go up there and you want to play. Like
We
you
get
don't want
on.
to stand there and just like, yeah. And like if you look at the pregame interviews, I don't think anybody was saying much because we just want to go up there. We just want to go up there and want to play.
Yeah.
Like we've been probably waiting for like, well, it depends on what round, but like I said, 20 minutes or something. You just want to go up there. You want to play. You want to get off, get off the front of the stage, and go play. But anyway, I think we all saw what happened with the Consus game.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
I thought I was done after I guessed Quebec on that. I was like,
Yeah, it went from
I was like,
100 to
yeah,
0 real quick, didn't it?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I hear the crowd go crazy. I'm like, okay, wait, this might be good. I see the round. I was like, oh, this is Canada. This is Guess BC. This is that road. Yeah, I mean, I could have spent 2 more seconds and then probably would have gotten the right state in the U.S. But you're just playing off instinct, like when you
Yeah.
go up there, yeah, thinking. And so yeah, I insta send. And then I moved a couple steps. I'm like, oh, that's a northeast U.S. bollard. I'm done. Just get me out of here. Like it's gonna be 3-0. I messed it up. Whatever. Just just let me leave. And then I see Consus guesses Vancouver Island, which if you think it's Canada, that is the best guess. Like he moved and he saw the front plate, he saw some bollards and mountains obviously, and that would make the most sense for out there.
It was kind of like a blessing
Um
in disguise, weren't it? Like when you like guessed really early,
yeah,
probably made him panic and was like, "Oh, where the f is it
exactly.
beat us Canada? But we're in Canada. We'll like this with this stuff going on with front plates. What's going on?" And you've only got like less than 15. Probably once you realise you need to guess, it's probably like 5 seconds in the moment.
Yeah.
So it worked. I mean, it was a good strat. I mean, I don't know if it was intentional, but
It
it
did
was a
work,
good
yeah.
strategy. So
Yeah. I mean, my strategy was like to instant so he doesn't find French. But
yeah,
hey, we'll take it too if it does that. So that happened, and then I was like, okay, well, like no moving NMPs that I could win. Like I could definitely win those. So I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get back into it, lock in, and let's win. And then no moving game. I think that went pretty well. The only guess I can kind of remember from that is the New Zealand the 5K.
Oh yeah,
That was a
the
lot of
mountain.
fun.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was really good. You had some really nice
yeah.
5Ks in there, by the way.
I
I
only
was
had
very
two.
impressed. Well, it felt
I
like there
think
was
I
loads
only
of
had two.
5Ks. It felt like you
Yeah.
had some really close guesses, or at least really close to the might as well be 5K. Like
Oh
4.9s
yeah,
and stuff like that. You had some really
yeah,
nice
that's true.
close guesses.
In the moving in the first moving game, I think I had some good guesses. Like actually the first two games, actually no, even the first three games, like I felt like I was making good guesses, but then the last round just like killed me.
Yeah, high multis as well. It's a big factor
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, game four, yeah, the New Zealand 5K was a lot of fun. I saw the mountains, I'm like, those aren't mountains, those are volcanoes. And
Mm.
zoomed in around there. We had spawned near a military museum, and
Yes, yes, we
I
did.
zoom
Yes.
into the area, and I see a town called Waioriu Military Area. I'm like, that looks a bit suspicious. I zoom in and I see the POI and I guess there, and I'm like, okay, he might find it because I mean we have the volcanoes, but he was like locked in on South Island, and I think even
Yeah.
Ziggy was thinking South Island as well. I guess his guess is reasonable. For me, it was only one place and one place only. But yeah, so that happened. I'm like, okay, this is really happening. Like I can do the reverse sweep, full lock in. Like there's a camera angle of me before the NMPZ game, and I was just like, I was not moving. I was just like staring at the screen. It starts off pretty okay, like Senegal round, then the US round. The US round, I was like, in the back of my mind, something was saying Southern Illinois. I'm like, this is not Southern. I cannot send Southern Illinois on this. And I hedged more east, and he went even further east than it was Eastern Missouri, like near Southern Illinois.
Oh, look. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I could have brought myself to send there in the moment. That happened, and then I can't really remember all the rounds. Obviously, Panama happened,
Oh,
and
yes, yes,
that
yeah.
was a lot of damage. I mean, I wasn't sure it was Panama, to be honest. I thought the car might have looked weird, but also the pole was very strange. And, like the coverage felt weird. So
Yeah.
everything just felt weird. And so I went Panama, and it was there. And he went Colo. He went Medellin, if I'm not mistaken. And that's
Yeah.
probably that's probably like the best place you can go. I obviously bordering country, but like it looks pretty similar. Like I could definitely see it being Barranquilla up in the north. Like that felt like, oh yeah, that could definitely be there. But anyway, he missed that. I guess he just forgot about Panama.
Yeah, I mean,
And
in the moment as well. Like, crazy
yeah.
things happen. So,
I was really surprised. Like as the timer was running down, I'm like, is he really trying to 5K this? Like, what's going on? And I see guess Colombia. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I'm in the lead. Like I'm in the lead by a lot. I was at like 5.9K or something, and he was down to 1800. And then obviously the in Indonesia round happened.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing that a lot of people miss is that there was on the left side of the location there was a tuk-tuk or like a scooter, sorry, not a tuk-tuk, a scooter
Okay.
driving on the right side of the road. In hindsight, he was parked, but like he was on the scooter, so like I couldn't tell. I'm like, okay, is he parked, is he driving? I don't know. But then it also just looked weird, like the roofs weren't exactly like your typical Java roofs. They were tiled, but like
Yeah.
not like orange tiles. They were like almost like the houses in like Thailand, how they're tiled.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and so that threw me off. That was like, okay, this is just too weird. I need to send something that's not Indonesia. Like it doesn't feel like Indonesia. Or not that it doesn't feel like Indonesia, but like things are pointing me away from Indonesia. So
Yeah.
I obviously sent Philippines, and if I click Java there, for example, I win the game. But luckily he went East Java to hedge for like Bali Lombok, because the rules were weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that brings me down to 1200 HP, I think.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm like, yeah, I really just messed that up, didn't I? And then we see the US round. That round, I was really happy with my guess. I like started moving towards it, and yeah, I thought that was like when it popped up, I'm like, oh my gosh, please be game, please be game, please be game. No, he survives on 300 HP, and we see Russia, and I'm just really angry about the round because I'm like, okay, I know the road.
Oh
It's
yeah, I
such a
remember
long
that.
road.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Um, I'm like, I know the road, and I know it's this road, and I know approximately where, but like, it's such a long road that even if I get 100 kilometers away, I'm gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like I really could have spent more time on it. I was getting too emotional and not locked in enough on the game. And so I feel like if I spend more time to think about it, I might have gone more north, like especially with the road angle. Like I guess somewhere where the road angle fit, but like it was
Yeah.
kind of just like a small part of the road. And so yeah, obviously that happens and I lose. But at that point, I was still feeling like really happy with how I did.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, okay, I lost the contest, but that's fine. Like, I'm really happy with how I played, and I got to hear, and I was really happy for Consus as well because I'm a
Yeah.
really nice guy too. And then so I go sit in the stands, watch the rest of the games, and honestly, that was electric. Like, the being part of the crowd was a lot of fun.
Yes, yes, it
Um,
was. Yeah, man.
I can't imagine how it was for my game because I mean I guess I gave a lot of people heart attacks. Um,
Well, it was like all the time,
but
man. Don't worry.
yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I watched the last two games, went up there for the medal, and at that point it just started to sink in like, wow, this it's over. Like what a crazy event.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
have the after party. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes, the after party.
The after party.
Yeah.
The after party was it's kind of unfortunate for me because I had to go a bit early. Like I spent maybe the last hour I was there just saying bye to people.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't say bye to everybody. I don't think I said bye to you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was too busy having my pints by then, to be honest. So confusing a lot of locals with my accent. So yeah.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, so I just spent like the last hour saying bye to everybody, and then I had to go back to my room, like just like pack, check in for the flights, call my parents, et cetera, et cetera. And I couldn't sleep that night. Like I was trying to get to sleep early, get a good
Yeah.
amount of sleep. Did not happen. Yeah, so I stayed awake. Had to still get up early. I mean, like it's still reality, to the airport, flew home, and that was that.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I say, it's such a first time thing to happen. Like something so monumental, and you to get so far into competition, and you beat your expectations. You know, your goals is like, I'll get to the last state. Let's get to the last state, and then you just surpass it. And
Yeah,
so were the only people that actually, so the people who actually beat you, was it only Blinky and Consus,
Blinky and Consus. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were both the finalists. So
The
you only
finalists.
lost the
Yeah,
finalists, which is
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. And
Yeah,
I think like I say, you've really played well, and you should be, yeah, you should, and I presume you are. You should be happy with yourself how you did. And like I say, there's always
yeah.
plenty of
Thank you.
takeaways. There's always plenty of takeaways, but like I say, I think you did very well. And to me, I felt like, although you say you were struggling with pressure at times, I felt like by watching you on stage, you and Consus were probably the lads that probably dealt with the pressure the best. Like you
Hmm.
seem to, when a bad round happened, both you tend to recovered straight away. You just moved
Yeah,
on from it. And for some of the games, like Radu, for example, he had that one bad guess in Bangladesh, and all of a sudden he went Malaysian on Indo round, which was very out of character. So like, all
yeah,
that was down to pressure really, and to manage the pressure and still play like you're at home is really, 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 really impressive. And not many people can do that. So like to do in the stage, your first time doing it, it's something that will always be with you, and you can keep that as an advantage. And especially to like, any new players who end up potentially taking part another time, you'll have that on them, and you'll know like, okay, I've done this before as well, and I dealt with pressure then, I can deal with it now, and I can have fun. And yeah, it was amazing to watch some of your guests. Like that turkey guest, literally probably was my favorite guest of the whole tournament, to be honest. It was just like so nice, and like again, especially against Debre. Like Debre was really playing well, especially in day one. I'm like, geez, this is going to be a very
Mhm.
big, very tough game. And but you show that you grind, you show you put the work in, and you show that you can do it. And I think that's the key thing. Like, Debre's, on form, top 10 player, probably more than that in the world. But you've shown that you definitely in that bracket. You've put yourself in that bracket because you dealt with the pressure. You got to last four, and like I say, only three of us managed to do that. And that's still something to be very happy about.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I think about pressure. Like the only time I feel like I let my emotions get the best of me was on that rush around. Like apart from that, I feel like, okay, I was definitely showing my emotions. Like I wasn't trying to keep a calm face or anything during the actual rounds. Like I think the commentators were joking about how I always look concerned. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking. Like
Yeah,
these are not the most
yeah,
straightforward rounds. But yeah, like even then, like it wasn't that I was like nervous. It's just that like I was thinking I'm not gonna spend like mental energy being like, okay, have a calm face, don't show any emotions. But yeah, obviously the rush around was I think when I let the pressure get the best of me, I'd say.
yeah,
But I think I did handle the pressure well for sure.
yeah. Like you have that odd round, at the end of the day, that could have made a difference to Consus win the World Cup. Consus showed that
Mhm.
he probably dealt with that better, and that's what made him win it. Like, obviously against played it really well against Blinky as well, but that moment probably defined him getting to the final in the first place. And Consus deserves all the credit for winning the whole thing, and definitely deserved it,
Of
and
course,
was
yeah.
very consistent. So there's nothing, like I say, everyone has that one round. It was just bad timing, and it was just so unfortunate. It was just you both knew the road, and it was a big long road. It was just like, to be honest, either one of you could have ended up going out there, in my opinion. Yes, you could have probably spent more
Oh, for
time on
sure,
it,
yeah.
but it's like it's just that's
And
so
that's just part of
fine
the game.
margin.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's so fine margin, really, especially on just one
yeah.
road. Like it's not like you're 50-50 or you trying to get the region or get the 5K. It would just get closest on the road.
No,
It's
yeah.
really minimal.
I totally agree, but like also at the same time, like as a player, you know that it's like the finest margins, and so you need to make the best guess possible. And so at that point, I really should be like fully locking in, like Consus did on that round. And so I think people are saying, "Oh, well, you really could have won if the rounds changed." Well, yeah, like, I could have, but I also
Yeah,
made a mistake in that round, and also the round, um, 2 rounds before that, I made a mistake and I lost, and that's what
yeah.
happened.
Like I say, all of it's just opportunistic, really. It's like, sometimes you'd be ready for the rounds that probably don't make a difference, but some rounds that you probably won from, you were opportunistic, you took advantage of the rounds that mattered the most. And just in that scenario, Consus took advantage of it more, and that's just how it went, really, especially with high multipliers. I think like it could put a lot more pressure on you towards the end because you're like, I might be, especially in other games, like you might be in the lead, but a 5.5 times multi is in a random rush around I don't know about. I'm in trouble here. But I'm curious, Fungus, when did you first start playing GeoGuessr, and kind of what motivated and made you continue playing it for fun and competitively?
Yeah, I started playing Geo 5 years ago, summer of 2018.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, so quite a while ago. But at that point, it was really just like the daily challenges. I didn't really play anything else. Yeah, I played like the daily challenges like maybe once a week or like a couple times a week or something. And I really only started playing a lot more during the pandemic when Battle Royale countries came out.
yes,
Um,
yes.
but even then, I didn't have like a crazy amount of games. I was still starting to play a bit more consistently. Then Duels came out, and I figured out that I have no idea how to region guess anything. Um, I had to figure that out, and so started to get better at Duels. And then I got to like the top. I remember like at the end of my high school,
Mm.
which must be what like spring 2022. I think I hit like top 25 in comp or something. Like obviously, okay, official rating doesn't mean too much, but like at that point, I was like, okay, I'm kind of doing well here.
Mm.
I started to join. I was starting to join a bit more communities at the time, and then in the summer, like I had a job, but like it was a part-time job, and so I had a good amount of free time. Obviously, doing other summer stuff, but I started to play Geo a bit more, and then I saw the tourneys started, the Rainbolt
Mm.
Tourneys.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
at that point, I was not good enough at all to, to join. I think I squeezed in on the World Cup actually, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Um, the 3v3 game or the 3v3 tournament. I played with Team Canada. Did absolutely nothing on my team, um, but kind of established myself like a bit in the community, and that was good. And so yeah, I got the pro player role, which I think really helped with the future, like with my
Yes.
future signups and whatnot. That was kind of like a wake up call, like oh crap, I'm not really that good, but like it motivated me to play more.
I'm surprised that you've been around for so long. So 2018 is like 5 years. Wait, 5 years? so you've been playing
Yeah,
GeoGuessr in some form 5
a
years.
bit over 5 years.
That's
Yeah.
quite a while. Like, obviously you say you got more into it very recently. Like by the sounds of it, you really started grinding probably only a year ago, like proper grinding,
Uh,
especially
well,
for
like
this or.
I was kind of grinding a bit like on and off with
Okay.
Battle Royale countries, which was like what 2 3 years ago, 3 years ago now. I think.
Oh yeah, pandemic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
But
started around the like playing GeoGuessr and started playing more other than just my IRL mates. That's where I started
mhm.
playing more and making content and stuff, was around the pandemic and after a few Twitch streams and that as well, and just building up
Okay.
from there. So kind of similar time span almost, but we started playing proper. But then again, like quite a lot of people started when those battle royales came out, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So complete it's crazy how much it's evolved. Like nowadays, country battle royales are not really as, you know, I don't think they're as intense anymore because obviously the skill has just got that high
Yeah.
that it just goes on for so long. Whereas before you could probably play 6 rounds and you win. Whereas now if you're against any
Yeah.
decent player, it's like 50 or something daft and then you win. Or you just have to hope for a row
Yeah.
round that somehow is 50-50 or an indoor trekker or
No,
something.
exactly. No, that's for sure. Yeah. Like it was back then, I mean, like everybody played moving because no moving was too hard, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and then slowly once like people started getting better, then people started to play no move.
But yeah, it's crazy because like after the GeoGuessr World Cup, of course, like there were so many tuning in, like 15,000 people were like tuning in to watch the live event,
Uh,
which is crazy.
no, actually,
Or was it
actually,
more?
like if you combine all the co-streams, um, and like the stream on YouTube, stream on Twitch,
Yeah.
it was more like 75,000.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I think the one stream alone, the one individual stream was like 15,000. But then if you combine everything
Yeah.
together, it was over 50,000 from what I've heard. But
Yeah.
75,000 is incredible. And there was a reaction afterwards, like even like Twitch streamers like SQC reacting to a
Yeah.
clip, a clutch clip from Tapotic, like stuff like that's really good for GeoGuessr the community and to get more eyes on it because that this event definitely was successful. I felt like a lot of attention was brought to GeoGuessr, especially as an esports, and the production was great.
Yeah.
The the casters were great. Pretty much everything was very well done and professional. Because of that, we've probably inspired a new wave of players getting into the game, and that's gonna and now that kind of links to my final question. What would your advice be for the new wave of players that have just come after the GeoGuessr World Cup who are inspired, motivated to play and get better? And same case with anyone who's returning, because there's quite a few people who haven't played GeoGuessr for a while or haven't been playing competitively for a while. What would your advice be for those two different groups of people?
Yeah. I think my main piece of advice would just be to have fun with it. Like, don't worry too much about trying to be the best player. I'm not saying this to like eliminate the competition or anything, but
Big brain.
like, yeah, exactly. No, but like I think going into it with the mindset of just like trying to get better is not for everybody. You know, you have to put in a lot of work, especially like starting now. If you're starting now, you have to put in a lot of work to get to the top. But
Yep.
if you do want to go for that, then obviously try to play with better players. Try to learn from like good docs. That's like the best way to learn would be like to learn from Plonkit or to even have people teach you.
Yep.
That's always a great way to learn, but might be a bit impractical because you have to like get someone and they have to be willing to teach you. But anyway, yeah, I think my main piece of advice though would be to just have fun when playing. There's so many ways to play the game, and I've been petitioning to the devs to add more like casual modes that you can play like
True.
with
Yeah.
friends. I mean, Bullseye is a great mode,
Agreed. Yeah.
but I gotta mention it. A Mario Party clone would go crazy. I cannot speak on the development, but I have heard that it's a good idea from the devs, so
Ooh.
we might see it. We might see it here now.
Who knows? Yeah. That'll be
But
a
yeah,
new fun addition for sure. And also you were saying about like don't get too carried away, like kind of like just have fun at first and don't put too much on yourself as well. Like especially if you're a new player, I think one of the main problems, especially when I talked to my mates, I was practicing with a mate before like a week ago, and he was interested. I wanted to play some games and do some tips, and I was like explaining tips, and because it was that far ahead, it just went right over the head. Like it could be something as
Yeah.
simple as like bollards, and just go over their head because they just never really
No, you have
looked
to
into
spend
it.
time. Like,
You have to spend
yeah,
time, and I think there's an understanding of what to look for. It's kind of what places to look at that could help you, and then once you know where to look, that's when you can try to use those things. And if there's differentiation, different stuff, then you can actually start breaking it down to get countries
yeah.
or narrow it down to countries, and then eventually
No,
once
for
you
sure.
get there, you probably then are up to the region guessing point. Like I say, like chat guess is also a good thing that helped me at the beginning. Was just going on a chat on a stream, Twitch when it was so many other streams, so many streams going on, and you get countries wrong, and generally the streamer will tell you this is why it's here, this is why it's there.
Yeah.
And like I say, I think being connected with the community in some way, or people playing GeoGuessr often enough, and kind of building up together, that's another thing that's really really beneficial. And like I say, I think the key word is for probably the new players is patience. Because if you don't have any patience of learning the stuff, you're probably going to learn too much and burn yourself out. And I've done that
Yeah.
with Russia, for example. I started learning Russian. I'm like, fuck me. I feel like I just want to quit at this point. It's like this is long, but I didn't really approach it right, and I had a breakaway. Now I've come back and I've started learning different countries in Asia, including the small countries like learning region guessable clues for Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, even just trying to taking my time and not rushing, learning prefetches, hopefully Kabu patterns one day, which is going to take a while, but like I say, it's just one step at a time. I don't rush it. Always recap yourself as well. Just because you've learned it doesn't mean you remember it,
Yeah.
long term. So it's just keep being patient with yourself and learn at your own pace, and don't worry about the competition until you can actually see it in the games. You're like, actually, I'm actually doing pretty good in the competitive ranks. Oh, I'm actually winning quite a lot of games against players that are regarded as really good. Then you can start thinking about, I'm not far off competing to that land standard. But yeah, like I think the key thing is having fun, because if you're not having fun, then you're probably going to find it hard to learn. You're going to find it hard to play well and improve, because it's hard. It's much easier to remember things when you actually have some fun from gain some benefit from it and enjoy it. There's nothing worse than
Yeah.
reading a guide and you hate every single bit of it. Not because it's not the guide's fault. It's just it might be just like you're just force reading it and you're just like, oh, I'm done. I'm just going to learn
Yeah.
some local boroughs in England. I'm done with this. Like it's everyone has their own preference and there's more than one way to learn. Lupus is region guessing. Meta Library is also a great
Yeah.
tool, which I'll link in the description. And that's for any other countries that maybe not on Plonkit yet that you could look into. That's more public guides. Obviously, don't take everything with a pinch of salt, because obviously some things are not always 100%, and they just need more research with time. There's so many resources available compared to the past. I feel like there's more opportunities for people to actually improve, but I also feel at the same time it's more easy for people to overwhelm themselves. So it's trying to find the balance between the two of learning and significantly improving at a natural pace, rather than thinking, oh, there's so much, I'm going to learn everything, and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, I'd rather stick to Rocket League. It's like it's kind of like
Yeah.
kind of thinking, but yeah, I totally agree. Is there any final things you'd like to add to do with the World Cup, the events, the organisers, the developers, to end the interview?
It's just such a great event. Like, that's all I can really say. A lot of fun, and I'd say it's a once in a lifetime experience, but maybe it won't be once. It'll be multiple times.
Hi.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. What I would love one day is a team duel version of the World Cup where we get 2v2,
Yeah.
3v3. That'll be so sick. I would love that. I don't know how they'll get that together, because that's like 3 times as much people. But if that does happen, that'll be amazing. And like I say, another another solo one like next year will be amazing. And I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to grind, but like I said, there's so many great UK players like GC, Wolf, even like lesser known players like Rowan and
Rohan. Yeah.
yeah, like this. I even Blue on Geo is even impressive. Like shout out to Blue on Geo, but there's so many talented UK players. But I will definitely be trying and grinding, and maybe if it's a bit more closed, I might have a bit of a chance. But like I say, it's quite difficult competing against GC and Wolf for the UK.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'll try and be there to watch. But I'm looking forward to learning and continuing to improve. I'm hoping for more great events and hopefully be bigger, even bigger next time, and maybe some more
Hopefully.
invites. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about GC, sorry, I gotta I gotta go to my La Ligue team, but
Yes.
yes, they're like yelling at me, so
No worries.
it's a great interview, and thank you for organizing this.
You're welcome.
It was nice talking to you.
It's great having
Sorry
you
for
on,
the
man.
abrupt ending.
No worries, man. To be honest, you've taught so much.
I
Like,
know.
it's great. It's
I
amazing.
realized I
It's
talked a bit
amazing.
too much, but
Yeah, but it was like a
all right.
story time. It was brilliant. But yeah, thank you so much, Fungus, and good luck
Yeah.
with the league,
Have a good evening.
and catch
Yeah.
you soon. Yeah.
Yeah. You too. See ya.